Hey everyone, today I'm so excited to introduce you to Cristina. She is a floral designer, educator, and mother of two, and also a huge advocate for business streamlining. In 2005, she launched her floral design business, Posh Peony, and after growing and scaling her business, she was sought after as a mentor and stepped into education, teaching workshops, private classes, and speaking at several conferences. All this eventually evolved into Fleursociety, a community that empowers floral designers and creative entrepreneurs on how to build better businesses that are both profitable and sustainable. Cristina, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me. I'm always so excited to partner with you.
So fun fact, Cristina and I actually met via Instagram. I want to say back in 2015, maybe. Yes. I had just started my floral business. I was in Dubai. I had to write a blog and I needed wedding photos. And I reached out to Cristina and I was like, can I please borrow your photos?
Yes, I remember that so well. And I was just like, who is this goddess who just emailed me or Instagrammed me? I'm like, this model over here. I was just like blown away by how amazing you are and just so nice and sweet. So thank you for reaching out. It's always nice to meet new people that way.
Of course. And, it's been amazing watching you and your evolution, not only having this thriving business, Posh Peony, but also starting Fleursociety. And you have helped thousands of florists really create these powerful and sustainable businesses. And I just have so much respect for that. I really want to know that whoever's listening right now, if they've been considering becoming a florist, what advice would you give someone who really is ready to take the plunge and become a florist?
Man, I can say all sorts of things. I mean, you know my story. I started literally with no formal training. I mean, I just jumped in, learned as I went along, so many hard lessons, so many mistakes, so many different things that I wish I could take back, but it's all kind of molded me to who I am today, which I am grateful for. But the biggest thing that I wish I would have done when I first got started is definitely created more systems and had those put in place from the get-go so that I wouldn't be just kind of running on this hamster wheel all the time. And so those first few years of my business were literally that. It was full of burnout, frustration, lots of lessons learned the hard way, like I mentioned, because I didn't have formal education and there really were no resources. This is 2005, by the way. Like this is a long time ago.
That is a long time
ago. This is like a time when there was no Instagram, YouTube was barely a thing. There's nothing, right? And then not only that, like the community aspect was very lacking then too, because I could reach out to a local florist and nobody wanted to share any secrets with me, right? Nobody wanted to share any information or to lead me or mentor me in any way. So I had to seriously learn everything. It's ridiculous to look back and think, wow, a floral designer who is maybe now just getting started is in such a great position because the resources are just it outnumbers what I had. And there's so many varieties to choose from. And so my biggest advice is get as streamlined as possible from day one. And that is going to require obviously some organization, some time on your end, and also systems that you can now simplify with software that exists out there that can actually make it even a bigger shortcut, because I had to manually do a lot of my own systems back then. And I mean, it worked for me back then, but I look at that now and I'm like, oh my God, this was still a ton of time on my end to have to manage and try to streamline and automate as many things as possible. So we're very lucky, community. We're very lucky, friends. We have so much at our fingertips that can literally run your business for you. So that's my biggest advice.
I think this is such great advice too, because a lot of people who are considering becoming florists are probably also new business owners, and being an entrepreneur is completely different than being an employee where you have like structure and you already have all the systems put in place. But when you become an entrepreneur and you become a florist and you're having to juggle not only your business needs, but also your clients' needs and, your wholesalers' needs all the things, you need systems. What do you feel like have been the best resources that have actually helped you?
Okay. So besides the software that I'm about to mention, because literally what saved my life. I want to put this in perspective for those of you that don't know. So I started my business at the same time when I started teaching, elementary school full time. That was my career. Trying to do both at the same time. And there was this balancing act, right? Because in '05, there weren't that many florists out there. So I was bombarded with leads. There was so much business back then. And I was, getting all of this thrown on my plate, and I had no idea what I was doing. And I was trying to manage it all. And so today there's this beautiful software. It's called HoneyBook. Oh, hallelujah. HoneyBook literally came into my life in a place where I was just ready to throw in the towel. And I was also at that very moment trying to make a decision for myself and for my sanity. It was either A, quit my job as a teacher and pursue my career full time, or the other way around. And I, being the person that I am, I was just like, nope, I'm going to make this work. I'm going to make this happen. I'm young. I love both my teaching job and I love this business. I'm going to figure it out. And so I had to systemize. And so when HoneyBook came knocking at my door, I'm not even kidding. It seemed like they came knocking at my door. I got this email one day saying, hey, we'd like you to try out this new thing, a CRM. I'm like, what in the heck is a CRM? I had no idea what it was, but this is going to help you, invoice and send proposals and pricing and contracts. And I was like, sign me up. I ate it up. I didn't care what it cost. I mean, it was super affordable back then. But I was ready to just dive in and make it happen. And so it's been a journey. I've been with them since the very start. I'm talking since they launched beta. I think that's been 7, if I'm not wrong here, 7 years.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. And I've been with them and I've never looked back. Okay. And it's the best investment that you can possibly make, because now my business has a workflow. There are automations in my business that I don't even have to lift a finger and do anymore like I had to in the past. For example, an inquiry can come into my business and automatically they will get a thank you email that I used to have to manually send before. Mm-hmm. They'll also get a brochure that explains my offerings. I don't have to do that. It also sends them my calendar link that I don't have to go back and forth trying to schedule something anymore. And that took sometimes days to schedule a consultation, right? I think you remember this sort of thing.
Not to mention they want to cancel or change it. Like, oh no.
So much back and forth. I mean, it's just so much time wasted. And so if I were to calculate our time that we would invest back then, we would probably be making zero money on top of that. Not only was I not profitable those first few years because I wasn't doing a lot of things correctly, but there was so much time that I was investing in my business that I wasn't tracking and I wasn't paying myself for. So I did not essentially pay myself anything for years. And this is the sad reality that even today in our businesses right now, a lot of floral designers do not pay themselves anything. They are literally working their butts off. They're on this constant, like I said, hamster wheel, and they don't realize it until come tax season that they're losing money or they're not even taking a salary. So that's essentially why Fleursociety exists, because these are the lessons I learned. And I want to share them with anyone who's willing to listen and just say, hey, this is what I had to go through. This is how we can correct it now. Take the shortcut. I promise you, it's a little bit of work, investment of your time to implement these systems. But once you do, you will just be so, so thankful for spending that time, because you'll never get that time back, right? That's our most valuable resource. And so CRM, guys, get yourself a CRM. I cannot say that enough.
I love that you bring this up, because this is the structure that you need in your business. And not only does it help you manage your clients and stay organized and obviously save you a lot of time, but ultimately it delivers a really unique experience to your client. So that's something that they're not going to forget, especially in the floral industry, and we're talking weddings and events, it can be very, very competitive, which is great because that means that there's significant demand for our service. So we're always looking for ways as savvy business owners to set ourselves apart, and by delivering a unique experience for your client through a CRM system almost makes it priceless. I mean, that's in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. And like you said, the client experience, like we need to remember, yes, we're selling a product, but more than ever today, especially, we're selling an experience. Like we're selling a transformation. We want our clients to not only appreciate the beautiful flowers, but the process that we take them through from beginning to end. And that process, I always like to preach in our community, it starts the moment they land eyes on your business. It does not start after they book you. So if, like, the mistake in my business was I didn't really treat them like my clients until they signed and, paid me or whatever. No, like we have to take them into this client journey. The moment they land eyes on you, the moment they send you an inquiry, the moment they DM you, the moment they call you, that is client experience. And when you can onboard somebody using a CRM system and provide them this beautiful client experience with with workflows and different processes along the way, it's going to set you apart big time, especially because a lot of florists are not doing this. But it's also going to, they're going to remember this, like you said, and that's going to just convert into more referrals from their friends, their family, and any vendors that you work with, because they're also going to see, especially wedding planners, like if they see that you treat their clients well, they're going to want to work with you again. And so that is definitely another way that we've been able to build a referral-based business. So it's a gold mine here.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Cristina, you're always up to something. Tell me, what are the new and exciting projects that you're currently working on in 2021?
Oh, there's so much coming this year. Oh my gosh. Well, you are familiar with our summits because you've been part of them. So we've got our summits coming up this year. We also are bringing back the Bloom Bundle, which is a super affordable, no-brainer resource where you get tons and tons of courses for like a really low price. We've got a couple launches in terms of our mentorship later in the year. So there's just a lot. There's a lot of community, free and, very affordable resources here in Fleursociety that, all of our, everyone in our community can find something for them. It's not a one size fits all community. We have so many different diverse types of products and services that are going to be a good fit no matter where you are in your business. So I welcome you guys to come in, even if it's just for the free membership, because we do free teachings every month. So I'd love to have anyone who's willing to learn with us, come on over.
I love that. Fleursociety is such a great organization when it comes to really mentoring, whether you're on day 1 or day 10 of your journey. There's always something to learn inside Fleursociety. I know myself as a past speaker and just also as a member, I'm always in the group learning different either tips or tricks, whether it's even things like social media or structures in your business or pricing or anything floral related. There's just so much to learn, and you give so much value that really you've made a huge difference in our floral industry as a disruptor. I really, really appreciate you and all your time that you put into it, because I know it's a labor of love.
It absolutely is. Thank you.
So one thing I want to ask you before I let you go, I always like to ask a fun question at the end, is if you had a boat, what would you name your boat? I'm going to call it a yacht. Nobody has a boat.
Let's do a yacht. That sounds more luxurious. Well, honestly, I'd probably say something really quirky, but I think because I'm obsessed with my business name, I'd probably call it the Posh Peony.
Oh, I love it. We have to.
How can you not? Right? It's like it's my favorite flower, and the boat is a yacht, so it's posh, right? It's Posh Peony.
It's a no-brainer. Cristina, thank you so much for being on the show today. I know we talked a lot about HoneyBook. Tell us, how can people find you? Do you have anything special with HoneyBook that you can offer anyone listening today?
Yeah, so you can find me anywhere at Fleursociety. So Instagram at Fleursociety, fleursociety.com, Facebook /Fleursociety. And if you guys want to take advantage of HoneyBook, we do have a special 50% off through Fleursociety. So just go to fleursociety.com /HoneyBook and you can get all of that information.
Awesome. That's going to be so helpful for so many people.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for being on the show, Cristina. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so, so much.